Amazing. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I hope you're hungry. I hope you're ready to get your soul fed with some amazing poetry. We are here today with Adobo-Fish-Sauce. They are from my hometown of Lowell, Massachusetts. I've seen them perform before IRL, but I know that this virtual event is going to be even better. So come with your spices, come with your rice, come with your yams, come with all of it, and come ready to cook and be in community and share a meal with us. Remember, closed captions are in the bottom of your screen. And with that, I'm gonna throw it to the amazing, the one, the only, Adobo-Fish-Sauce.
Ooh, wow. I hear it, I feel the claps. I hear it and I feel the claps.
Lovely, lovely, wow. So welcome everyone. My name is Ricky, he, him. I am the fish sauce in Adobo-Fish-Sauce.
Hello everybody, my name is Febo, he, him. I am the hyphens in Adobo-Fish-Sauce. I'm just like right in between. JK got the adobo on the body, on the table, in the food, ready to go. Very excited about it. Just wanna, before we jump into all of the things, just wanna give a huge shout out to you for showing up, whether you are whether you got us in the background, whether you are actively in the kitchen going to be cooking with us, whether you are planning on watching it later. Regardless, thank you so much for being here, and a nice big shout out to the We Give Summit, y'all. Come on, you know, bringing us out here, having some fun.
So if y'all are not too familiar with the work that we do with Adobo-Fish-Sauce, it came from a friendship between Febo and myself for over a decade, but we came together over our passion for poetry and food and just a way to connect with the people that we love and with ourselves. So Adobo-Fish-Sauce came from that sort of that yes and that experimentation, and we're really thrilled to be able to share a bit of our practice, a little bit about ourselves and what we have been kind of doing the past couple of years with all the folks here on this wonderful call, on this demo.
One of the practices that we really have developed over the time is this idea of, if we live intentionally and if we document creatively, then that's art, yo. That's some art, right? And so we're gonna do exactly that. We're gonna do some intentional living and some creative documenting today. If you have something to write on, something to write with, maybe you want it. And if not, that's cool. You can definitely say things out loud as we move into the things. We just wanna make sure that this is more than just a cooking recipe. This is a recipe for connecting with yourself and just for having a deeper understanding of the skin that we live in. You know what I mean?
So throughout this wonderful demo, we're going to be making space for just that intentional moment to just be present, connect with ourselves. We want to do something called these poetic steps and invitations, where hopefully it doesn't distract folks. You might not burn anything, but hopefully it gets your mind going, and it gives you that space to think and reflect back. So something to expect there. But to kind of get our minds, in motion and moving, we're going to do a quick check-in question. So folks, y'all, please, if you can, participating in the chat is a wonderful way to see and to know that you're vibing with us. And the check-in question is, what does home taste like? Ooh, yeah. So I mean, when I think of, yeah, I mean, I just like the question. Yeah. I remind myself of middle school, coming back from the school bus and like being greeted by grandma's fried chicken, and it's not even anything fancy. It's just straight up chicken, just like just fried with that sauce with chili pepper and fish sauce. It's just like exactly what I needed coming home. How about you, Febo?
Yeah, and also like that grandma love, like also adds an extra seasoning. You know what I mean?
Have it jarred up.
What tastes like home? Actually, what we're gonna be cooking today. So not only are you all literally, are we in each other's houses and kitchens, I'm also gonna bring you a step deeper and bring you into my home by the meal that we're cooking today. And so I think we're ready to jump in.
Yeah, let's jump in.
Awesome.
So the cookware, yeah.
we're just gonna go through and make sure everyone has what they need. Is we're gonna do a couple of cookware things. All right. Very first thing you might need is a knife. It does not have to look this way. We are not sponsored by anything. We could be, who knows? I don't know, right? A little cooking board. You want to make sure that your table is nice and clear. You want to cook on that cooking board. We will be using a can opener for the tomato sauce. Maybe your tomato sauce doesn't need one, but mine does. And so we're going to be using that. We're also going to be using a strainer to wash the rice, and two mixing spoons. I like to use this one for the rice because, there's something about the water rushing through it. And then this one for the beans. Don't want to use the same one because we want to keep those flavors separate until after they're ready. And then, of course, we need the things that we are cooking in. So 2 pots with lids. Ideally, the one for the beans is just a little bit bigger because it's a party, and you want to make sure there's enough space for it. And then one for the rice doesn't have to be this small, doesn't have to be that big. I like these types only because it tastes like nostalgia and for no other reason. I don't know what it is, something about this. And then we got our ingredients. Ricky, talk to us.
Yeah, so for our ingredients, I'm going to just start with the spices first. We have some salt, black pepper, we have oregano, and the other half of our name, we got the adobo for this lovely recipe. We have some cooking oil as well. We kind of mentioned we have this rice and beans, so we got a can of kidney beans here, and we have a can of tomato sauce. And this is a smaller can. This is about 8 ounces compared to the larger can of kidney beans. Also, thinking of produce, we have a half of a sweet potato.
Mm-hmm. This is a very big half. You don't need to use this half. This is just that's a paperweight. Just been doing a lot of push-ups. All right, that's all.
We have about 4 or so cloves of garlic, but you can't go wrong with garlic. The more the merrier, honestly. And half of an onion. Mm-hmm. So that is there. Of course, mm-hmm.
We need the rice.
So the vessel of rice is important. We're going to refer back to that cup or whatever amount of rice you're cooking, but this is the amount of rice I'm cooking here. It is it's a couple of servings. It's for me and someone I love right now.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that person you love is a future version of yourself where you're hungry. You know what I mean? Shout out to loving yourself in the future now by prepping for that as well. One season that we definitely want to make sure we also throw in there as well is a little sazon. There's something about that little accent over the O that makes it very, very tastefully. You know what I mean?
Beautiful. So yeah, that covers all the ingredients that we have. And of course, if you want to have fun, feel free to add some stuff into this recipe and make it your own. That's what we're all about.
Excellent. So we're gonna jump in, and we're gonna, for brevity's sake, we are gonna be moving at a pace just like one or two steps ahead. But we'll make sure that if you have any questions, you can ask those. This is being recorded. Feel free to rewatch it, and we'll make sure that you felt held and supported. But we also want to make sure that we are able to do the things right. And so you're gonna take that half a potato, and you're gonna chop it up, and you're gonna dice it. Dicing is nice. The smaller the dice, the quicker, the faster it'll cook. For that sweet potato. Same thing with the garlic. You want to mince, peel and mince it. You want to get it nice and chopped up. Make it cute. And then we have the onion. And this onion, you're gonna have it, and we're gonna chop it, and we're going to put it into little dices, right? Little dice. And as we're gonna do that, we're gonna jump into our first poetic invitation.
Awesome. So my partner always asks me to cut the onions for them because it does make them teary, makes them make them cry. And we're going to kind of lean into that, but in a different way. So thinking about when we're doing these rough chops for the onion here is going to our first poetic step. And we're just going to dive right into it. And the thinking is, while you're cutting these onions, ask yourself, when is the last time you allowed yourself to cry?
And when we say allowing yourself to cry, we don't just mean the last time that you chopped onions, which that totally counts. We don't mean the last time you watched Turning Red on Disney Plus and cried, because if that's the answer, then like every day this week, shout out to Turning Red. It's a phenomenal movie. But we're talking about like an actual like an allowing and a letting go and knowing that this is what your body needs at the moment and acceptance of that and allowing it to do so, right? And so once again, you can write these questions that you can write these answers down, or and if not, we strongly suggest that encourage that you voice them out loud, give it voice, right? Speak these things into existence. Ricky, do you have a moment that comes to mind the last time you allowed yourself to cry?
Honestly, yeah. Some of this cry comes with a lot of hurt. So, you know, it's been pretty tough this past couple of years with just being away from family and you know, just like being away from my mom and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just been kind of tough navigating being able to take care of each other and being for each other. So that is probably taking up the most space when I think about that making myself, you know, giving myself permission to kind of let go. How about you, Febo?
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. So today is actually my father's birthday. He passed away last year from Alzheimer's. He would have been 61 today. And this is a combination of exactly what we're talking about right now. Like I already feel my eyes. But it's a day with a lot of mixed feelings. Definitely he's in a better place now. But you know, miss the homie. And the other day I found myself thinking about how our daughter, our almost 2-year-old daughter, will never really get a chance to play with him. And that definitely hit me hard. And I allowed myself to go there and to feel that for a bit. And it felt a lot better afterwards. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Febo.
How were your onions?
My onions are good. You know, I built that crying tolerance over my years. But I'm ready to
I added extra seasoning to my onions.
Sweet. So now we got the produce all chopped up, ready to go. We're actually going to shift over to just showing some love to our beans. All right.
Yes.
So I'm going to swivel just this way real quick. So these bad boys are in a lovely home, but we want to bring it to another place because we're all about keeping it moving. And this is going to give us to another poetic invitation that we want to invite the homies to participate. So in transferring the juices from this can, like why not? Let's kind of lean into that and think about something that we once have held and has given to us, but now is letting go. And what is that gratitude? You know, where's that coming from?
A moment of gratitude for something that no longer serves you. The same way that this liquid was important to these beings, we don't need it anymore. And it's okay to let go of that. And so considering for myself, something that I am doing my best to let go of is this mindset of scarcity. For such a long time, I held on to the idea of if I do not say yes to everything, I will never get that opportunity again. And I'm tired. I'm tired of that mentality. I'm physically tired, and I'm trying to let it go, recognizing that opportunities will continue to come even if I say no to them. Saying no doesn't mean that I'll never get that chance again, right? And Ricky, I would love to hear yours. And as we're doing that, and as you are also thinking about that for yourself, feel free to add water to this. Give it a quick little, and then rinse that out again to just the idea, right? Talk to us.
You know, I'm actually, you guys got me in a good time. You know, shout out to thinking of acting in an abundance as opposed to acting in sort of scarcity and that mindset. But yeah, I'm actually really grateful for this home because I'm actually moving. Febo knows. I'm really grateful of this home and how much it has given me and my family, the memories it has hold. I'm like pretty sad that we're leaving this place that we've been making beautiful, but I'm also pretty excited to the new memories that we're gonna have and the food that we're gonna make there and the friends and family that we're gonna host. So yeah, shout out to the beans for just making me think about that. I'm like stressing out thinking about moving, but no, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Cool.
So we're gonna let the beans rest for right now. We just wanted to give them a wash and prep those, and we're going to we're gonna get the new home for it ready. And so we're gonna take some oil, and we're gonna do a light little drizzle on the pot that is meant for the beans, and we want to put that on medium heat. All right, we're gonna put it on medium heat for right now. If you're quick with it, you may be medium high, but medium for now. All right, medium.
Perfect.
And we're gonna add something to it. I forgot. Talk to us.
Yep. No, we're just gonna throw the garlic in it now, and we're just gonna use this as also our timer for a second, as we're getting the oil to warm up and the garlic to be infused with that. We're gonna just actually shift over to prepping our rice.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked a little bit about.
You do it.
Sweet. So I have my vessel. We're calling it a cup. You can use whatever feels right to you. It's just important that you just use the same measurement because we're going to come back to that when it comes to the water. But at this point, I'm just going to put some rice into the strainer and kind of give it a rinse and a wash before we get to cook into that. But thinking about this I feel like every time I go to the sink, it just gets deeper and deeper with the dots.
Do it. Do it.
No, the past couple of days has been kind of wild for me. I did like lose my wallet and everything, but I'm trying not to let that be sort of a tough distraction, even though it's pretty challenging. And I think in our life, in our day to day, we're just trying to find more clarity and a better understanding of how to move forward, how to just stay focused, or just like how to be at peace. And I think some things that we like to practice through our artistry, whether it's through the cooking or of gathering and being with community of people, this idea of like intentionality, right? We want to be able to do everything we have with a purpose, with intention, even if it's a small thing, like washing this rice,
And we don't anticipate that this practice that we're about to do right now will solve anything, right? That's not what practice is for. Practice is an opportunity so that when a moment arises and we're feeling a little out of control or things feel a little muddy, a little cloudy, that we have a practice in our body that is ready to respond to that. And so what we'll love to do is, as we are washing this, with in between 3 breaths, we're just gonna say the phrase, I can clear the cloudy. And we're gonna actually do it. So if you wanna join us, you can. And if not, you can just watch us breathe and wash rice, all right? I can clear the cloudy. I can clear the cloudy. I can clear the cloudy. Lovely, lovely. Just put it on the side, let it drip dry, let it do what it do. And I don't know about you, Ricky, but I can hear the oil and the garlic singing. They are in harmony. They have some beautiful vocals. I might sign them later on.
Clear the cloudy. All right, yeah, I gotta work on that. That's what I'm hearing from the garlic and the oil. I'm gonna shift over to working on this bean recipe over here.
Mm-hmm. And so we are going to we're gonna add the potatoes, and we're gonna add the entire can of tomato sauce to give the potatoes something to cook in. All right, so crack open that tomato sauce and go ahead and add the potatoes and add the tomato sauce.
Love it. Yeah, come with me, y'all. Come with me.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
I know. The sound effects are pretty horrible right now, so forgive me.
Yo, shout out to all of the sounds that the kitchen can make. There's something really beautiful about it. And when Ricky and I first formed as Adobo-Fish-Sauce, we wanted the sounds of the kitchen to be another member, to be a way to invite folks into the practice that we're doing. So celebrate those sounds, y'all. Celebrate them. Give it a mix. Give it a mix when you throw it in there too. Give it a mix. Real quick before we move on, we just want to check in. How's it going? How's everyone doing? Right? If you're alive in the building, you're feeling good, give me a thumbs up, give me a little yes in the chat. Ooh, I see you. Lovely. Ooh, people all right. They're doing all right.
I appreciate y'all, just vibing with us and just like interacting.
Love it.
Yeah, so at this point, I think we're just going to add the onions that we chopped up earlier into the mix.
Mm-hmm. Let's make it a party. Let's add more people. And you might be, so add those onions right in. And then we're going to take whatever stock you have, chicken stock, veggie stock, all of it is good. All of it is welcome. And we're going to use that same empty can of the tomato sauce as a measuring cup for that. All right. So just go ahead, throw some of that in there. Not only will it give you not have to dirty another dish that you're going to have to clean later on, but also it takes any more of that tomato sauce and gives it a space to be. All right, and then go ahead, give that a nice little mix as well. And I'm gonna bring my situation over.
Looking like
ooh, it looks very side view.
It smells great. And it's also just really great to cook with you, Febo. I feel like we've been doing a lot of this, a lot of our poetry and event planning, and being able to just cook in the same. Well, it feels like the same kitchen. I know we're doing it on Zoom. It just feels great,
right?
So, cooking for people is amazing. Cooking with people is also lovely.
We also maybe we should add our beans to the beans as well. I realized that my beans were like, excuse me, if you don't mind, I would like to be added to the party that is at my house anyways. And so go ahead and add those beans. Some beans might have, some cans of beans might have a little extra at the bottom. Go ahead and scrape those out. We don't want anyone to feel left behind, We don't feel anybody left behind.
It's their party, but they're showing up a little late to it,
Exactly. I mean, that's how I gotta say, my cousin showed up 3 hours late to her baby shower and was wondering why people had left. And so sometimes you gotta do it. You just gotta do it. You show up late to your own baby shower.
Hey, perfect. So we got all the beans going on, but I think at this point we gotta add some more flavor. We gotta add some spices. We gotta bring the party favors to the party at this point. So
yes.
I think, and then you want to talk about something a little taboo, maybe? I don't know.
So there's a school of thought that you should not add spices directly into the thing, that there should be a point of transfer first, right? And that's a great school of thought. I went to community college for 7 years and didn't graduate, so I don't follow that. So I'm gonna add my stuff directly into it. You're grown, you can do whatever you want to do, all right? And so while we are adding these spices, we also want to give you, we're gonna be adding all of them. So if you want to just go ahead and start doing that, you can. And we're adding it, seasoning it to taste. All right, we're seasoning it to taste. I'm not going to tell you how much flavor to add to your dish. But one thing I will ask you is to consider your routine. Right, we're creatures of habit. We're creatures of routine. Consider the things that you already do on a day-to-day basis. Where are those? What are moments of joy that you have? What are some of the flavors? What are some of the spices that you're adding to your life to make sure that it stays well seasoned, right? Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that you're doing to find joy for yourself?
Yeah, that's a wonderful invitation. Febo, what is that? Are you introducing new routines in your day-to-day, or exploring something exciting on your end?
The baby is definitely making things interesting, and is the baby laughs at my routines because they're like, I decide what happens, not any predetermined thing that you want to do. But I've been watching a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, like people playing D&D online, and I gotta say, it's a lot of fun. Shout out to imagination, shout out to fantasy, shout out to like I heard someone say my imagination is bigger than the world, and I said yes. I like that. Ricky, what about you?
I've definitely been on some of those YouTube episodes that you've been sharing my way. I'm definitely enjoying it too. But yeah, thinking about some of the flavors and some of the spices that I've been adding or playing around with. I've been doing woods walk as often as I can. Sometimes like almost every day. I go with my doggo. We do some forest bathing, and it just allows me to, change up the pace, remind myself that, all the things in the world, it is there, but I could just be centered here in this moment, surrounded by trees and mosquitoes. So yeah, if y'all want to drop any of those spices that you are exploring or trying to explore, we got someone doing music every morning, every day. Same. I've been listening to a lot of what is it? Just light jazz. It gets me in the mood. Gets me going.
Yes, thank you all for sharing those. Keep on dropping those. Maybe we can inspire each other and learn a little something. So once everything is seasoned, a nice way to taste it is just to taste the sauce. So you can just dip the thing in and just slap it on your palm and give it a nice little lick, just to make sure that it's where you want it to be. And then we're gonna put a lid on that, and then maybe just put like medium low, just like drop it a little bit from where it was, and we're gonna let it do its thing. We're gonna allow it to cook. The beans will be done when the potatoes are done. Right? Beans will be done when the potatoes are done. We're gonna transition over to the rice now.
Love that. So it's similar to what we did with the beans. We're just gonna put the pan to the pot to a medium, maybe medium high, and put some oil to just kind of cover the bottom of the pan.
Love that. And then we are going to go ahead, and once that is happening, even as it's warming up, all good, we're gonna go ahead and add the rice right into that pot. There are multiple ways of cooking rice. Shout out to rice cookers. Shout out to people that do it any other way. This is the way that my mom told me, and so I'm gonna listen to my mom. I'm gonna listen to her. So that's just what it is. All right, here we go. Drop that. Make sure you want to scrape it if you can. You get all them little grains. You're gonna be happy later on. You spend time trying to get that one grain.
That's
stuck
right.
Stuck in the hole.
Right. Perfect. I think we also want to use this as an opportunity to add a little bit more seasoning, just a little bit of salt, just a little bit of pepper. And Febo, you just said you like to listen to your mom, but I think this next step kind of might be going a little bit.
Y'all, don't tell her I add adobo to my rice. It's not that you're not supposed to, right? You can do whatever you want. I like to add a little adobo to my rice. I also am a huge fan of lime salt. I just like it. I just like lime salt. I add lime salt to everything. So I'm gonna add lime salt to this, all right? Just to get it like that, all right? And then maybe add a little bit more than you think that you might want to, because it is a lot of rice, I'm gonna add just a little bit of adobo to that, just to say that I did it. And then now we're gonna cover that rice with some water.
So I think we mentioned earlier, the vessel that you're measuring the rice with is just the important thing. So I'm using the same vessel I'm just going to add the same amount of water that I had to rice into my pot.
Exactly. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you're cooking for more people or whatever it is, and you put 2 cups of rice, just know that it's 2 cups of water, right? Just that's really simple, really smooth, keeping it going. All right. Boom, that rice. We are going to let it boil or let it come to some type of bubbly. When that starts to bubble, that's when you know it's getting to a nice little, that's when you know it's getting to where it has to be. When it's bubbling, you're gonna turn that down a little bit, all right? Maybe put it to like a medium low, and then you're gonna put the cover on it. So we're gonna leave it open, and we're gonna let it do its thing until it boils. I'm gonna mix mine around real quick just to make sure that everything is evenly spread out. And then after that, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna love it and leave it alone. All right.
Yeah, so I think a majority of a lot of the work has been done. Whew. Feels great. You know, we've been putting that labor in there. Now it's just time and checking in. Time checking in, giving it a stir. Like Febo said, checking on the rice, especially when it starts to bubble with that top layer of water being evaporated. But thinking of that, sort of giving a moment to do another reflection. You know, people, if y'all, the poetry is in everything. You know, it's not just like in the writing, it's just to be able to see the world in an intentional way, in a different perspective. And that's something that we're practicing and hoping to introduce, if not remind you all, is the poetry is in everything. And with this rice, you know, hopefully coming to a boil, we're sort of taking this time to think of a moment where we can imagine a healed version of ourselves, or ourselves that is healing. And we're always in that process, I like to believe, you know, of becoming, you know, a more whole version or a better version of ourselves. But what does that feel like or sound like or you know, look like when we think about that?
It's important to keep in mind that when we're talking about healing, it's difficult to heal something that we don't know is broken, right? And so we need to first take a step back and do some of that self-reflection. And it's not necessarily that something needs to be broken in order to be healed, right? But what are the parts of yourself that feel like they're in tension or feel like that there's a friction in them? And what would it look like for that friction to leave? What would it be like? What does the version of you look like when all of these things are settled, right? It's when that is settled or in the process of settling, right? What does that look like? I like to think of myself as I want to be a version of myself that is healing, right? And whether that is in the process of or helping other people to heal, you know? My beans are making a lot of noise and I love it. Make that noise, beans, make that noise. All right. And so we want to extend that invitation to you. And that's not a you answer it once and then you're done type of situation, right? Like that is an ongoing thing. And we hope for it to be an ongoing practice and an ongoing question. To imagine it brings it that much closer to reality. So allow yourself to imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think, you know, shout out to making food, because I think that's one way of just healing yourself, feeding yourself. But yeah, when we talked about that question, I don't know, a version of me is being able to have to find peace in my day. And it could be as simple as that Wiz walk earlier, you know. But I think a lot of things that I hold, you know, it comes from caring a lot about people around me, and that care comes with a lot of weight at times, you know. I'm like the oldest sibling, you know, maybe the most irresponsible out of the family, but I care a lot about the little ones, my parents. And, you know, it's sometimes kind of tough to just be there for everyone, including yourself. But healing
Yeah.
from all that. It's being able to have some more peace, I think.
I think when I think about what is this healed version of me like feel like, it feels very, I love that word peace, right? Just like rested. Or I think about my daughter, and I think about the things that I have learned from my father, and the things that my father has learned from his brothers, because his father died when he was very young. And I think about how all this continuous thing has these continuous like machismo or toxic masculinity has been embodied throughout the years. And a healed version of myself is one that is actively working to undo all of that, which is currently what I am doing. But I know that I will be able to say that I'm getting to a point of that is happening when I see it reflected in my daughter. I feel like, right, like, or when I find myself saying things to other people, stopping them in their tracks, questioning where it is that they are getting their intentions from, and where it is that they're getting their comments from, right? Because it's not just doing the work within myself, but it's also being someone that interrupts misogyny when it's happening, and calling out and calling in other men as well. So that to me is a version of myself that is healing, and I'm excited to continue to meet that version of me as we continue to grow.
Yo, thank you for sharing, my G.
All right, y'all. We're getting close to the end. We got like 5 or so minutes left, something like that. And so we recognize that some of this food, like we said, it will be done. Let me just show you real quick. Let me just show you.
Yes.
These beans are looking cute. Don't
little steamy over there.
A little steamy. All right. These beans are looking cute. They're sounding cute. I didn't turn up my rice that high, so it's still not boiling. But when it gets ready to boil, then I'll put the cover on. But we wanted to show you what it could look like when it's done afterwards, right? And so, Ricky, I think you got a little something cute there, don't you? You got a little something cute.
I just want to say, my rice is boiling, so it's on low right now. The top water is gone, so it's going to sit in there, steam out. But I have my little plate over here. I got my rice and beans. I got my my beans in a little bowl here. And I did add my own little, I got some steak from last night, which was marinated in some fish sauce. See how I brought that in there? Fish sauce, lime, and garlic. So this is like a little finished situation. How about yourself, Febo?
I also have my rice and beans, and I made some sweet plantains. Sweet plantains are very easy. They're the yellow ones. If you can get them black, then you know that they're like, right? And those are really easy. You just chop them up, get that skin out, cut them up into like sizes like these for the most part, season them with adobo, allow them to fry both sides, and then you got yourself a real nice tasty treat. This is supposed to be a little mound. If you put your rice in a bowl and then flip it over, then it makes a nice little mound situation. But that's just something to keep in mind. And so I know that we're not eating together right now, but in an ideal world, we have a nice long like family meal table, and all of us are just talking trash and passing each other ingredients, and like passing the lime salt and passing each other water or whatever it is. And we would take a moment to take that first bite together. And so we want you to keep this in mind as you go to take your first bite, but we'll just do it right here with ourselves first.
Yeah, a lot of love and a lot of labor, tenderness, care, even some hardship went into this. So enjoy this first bite.
We want you to consider what is something that you're like, we want you to give out loud. We want you to say out loud a moment of gratitude for the process that brought you here, right? For the cooking process that got us to this food, right? If you're cooking by yourself, give yourself a shout out for something that you did while you were doing it. You know what I mean? Whatever that is, a moment of gratitude that I know that I feel right now is for all of you for being here. Y'all didn't have to be here. You could have signed up and then not shown up. You could have like signed up, turn your camera off and go be over there somewhere. And if that's where you are, shout out to you. But you're here and we're here together, and we definitely want to give a nice big thank you and a moment of gratitude to y'all for that.
Yes, and just building off that gratitude, yeah, just be able to share space, especially with, you know, Febo, my partner in crime, and being able to just check in with each other. You know, this practice, yeah, we're making food. We got a little deeper into it, but if anything, if it allow you to just give a moment to yourself, or just a moment to like connect deeply with someone you care about, like a friend, family member, I hope that provided an opportunity or a framework to think about it like that. But I also just want to do a big shout out to, you know, We Give Summit, Philanthropy Together for hosting us and allowing us to be here and share space with y'all. Thank y'all so much. Check out Adobo-Fish-Sauce on Instagram or any social media, adobofishsauce.com. Want to keep it rocking. Enjoy the food.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ricky and Febo. My rice is boiling. My beans are boiling. I am so excited to eat later today. I invite all of you who cooked with us, bring your food to the next session, sit, enjoy it, show what you made to your peers, take a picture of it, post it on Hoova. And so I just want to invite all of you to join us for the next sessions. It's jam-packed. We have the Community Investment Network, which is going to be talking about their EDGE curriculum. We have Philanos talking about just-in-time grants. And we have Amplifier having a space for Jewish Giving Circle professionals to network. And we have Social Venture Partners exploring the power of distributed impact from SVP India. So you have a lot of options to choose from. Choose what you want, bring your food with you, and enjoy a lovely lunch full of learning, community, and joy and gratitude. Thanks again, guys. We so appreciate you.